All right, we're back for another post game as the Mets have now wrapped up their third spring training game against the Nationals as they win 6-3. But like we say every single time, these games do not matter. Tons to discuss, lots of stuff to talk about with some prospects and some pitching, and a lot went on in this game. So let's roll the intro and let's get this thing started. All right, I guess I'll start just right from the top. Max Scherzer made his debut, pitched 2 innings. I thought he would go a little bit longer, but you know what? Whatever. 3 hits, 1 run, struck out 5, and we also got to see a lot of the kids too. They definitely showed out today. What are your main takeaways, Prospect Hugger?
Yeah, obviously Francisco Alvarez again, just taking a break. We saw him doing some interviewing, so that's what we want to see since he's a AAA player. But the kids look good. Beatty 0 for 2, not great. Scored a run. Aram, 2 runs scored, a hit, and then obviously Ronnie Mauricio hitting a massive 450-foot blast into right field. But again, I guess the main takeaway from besides the prospects is we saw a lot of the pitchers that we've been hyping up a little bit this whole offseason, and obviously Brooke Fraley making his debut, Sam Coonrod, John Curtis, not loving Eliezer Hernandez, but again, spring training was not impressive. Tommy Hunter was Tommy Hunter, but again, we saw Scherzer look decent. Lineup, Chungus hitting that ball is a home run at Citi Field, so lift the ball, Chungus. I know you had a couple of non-shift singles, but I don't want you hitting singles. I want to see more of this, just launching the baseball into that right center field gap. But again, it's a nice little day. Mark Vientos actually got a hit, so that's good to see. Big Mark Vientos fans that we are. Good to see him get a hit with an RBI double. But again, I think it was just a solid night. Again, pitching is the main thing. We want to see that battle for those reliever spots and a couple of very nice. A great return for John Curtis, which is the big thing. 2 strikeouts and an inning work. Take that all the time.
Yeah, I think we saw our everyday starters, but we also saw quite a selection of prospects definitely show out, and I really hope that they, we're expecting for them to be showcased a lot more once the main players go to the WBC. So it's nice to get a little bit of a taste of it, and I think that's when the catching duties will be handed over to Francisco Alvarez. Obviously, that's what we're mainly looking at. So for those who want to see Francisco Alvarez play, that is going to be his time to shine. So it's fine that he's taking a breather. I'm not really overreacting to anything just yet, and that's just pretty much. But as for the pitching, looked good. Overall, I think it looked good for today. Max Scherzer looked like Max Scherzer. Not really concerned about the run that he gave up. Don't really care. Brooks Raley looked great. Tommy Hunter had some quick work. He looked pretty good. Eliezer Hernandez, again, from this top, I really have not been a fan of him, and I don't really like the addition that much. I kind of want to push him down the food chain. I just don't think he's that good. Sam Coonrod looked pretty good as well. John Curtis, and then Manuel Alvarez, who the Mets signed to a minor league, a minor league deal. I remember it because I remember doing it for a rapid fire story. So, but he's obviously we're not going to see much of him. But Abraham Almonte continuing to produce. This time coming off the bench, went 1 for 1 with a single, pinch hit. Went into the DH role, so I'm glad to see that. I think that he's at the top of the list in my opinion to make the opening day roster. Especially even if they're going to go with veterans and Beatty and Vientos are guys like they don't look at for opening day. I think Abraham Almonte is definitely at the top of that list right now. We saw DJ Stewart for a second. Lorenzo Cedrola hit the ball well. Didn't get anything. out of it.
Nope.
Eduardo Escobar just continuing to campaign for the Beatty for starting third base campaign. Daniel Vogelbach in this mini sample that we've seen from him, he has looked a lot better. I'm really happy of what I'm seeing with Daniel Vogelbach, and it makes me a smidge more comfortable with the power protection behind Alonso than I was going into spring training. Doesn't say much. We've seen 3 games. He's played in 2 of them, but he looks a lot more confident at the plate. He looks healthy. He looks thin, lost 20 pounds like we know. He is now 20 pounds less chungus than he was last year. Alex Ramirez showed off the legs today. Got a hit. That was nice. Ronnie Mauricio, what a freaking tank to right field. He's got incredible power from the left side, and I hope, again, that is something that it gets showcased when most of these guys go to the WBC. I'm very excited for when that does happen, so we get to see a lot more of these young players. I don't know who this Joe Suzy guy is.
He was in Brooklyn. He was in Brooklyn in 2021.
I don't know who the hell that is, but I would have put JT Schwartz in there. Just saying. But I'm not going to be questioning any of that. And then, Canna got an extra base hit. Took him a while to do that last year. That was nice.
Tommy Pham threw 2 walks. It's good. Tommy Pham walking. We gotta love the good walks from our outfielders.
Most of the stuff to discuss will be on the podcast, which we are actually going to be recording right after this post game. I'm seeing a lot about Machado so far. Whatever. That was a next year thing. Obviously, it does affect the Mets some way because there was talks about him possibly being a Met, but I'm not really stressing over it.
We don't need a third baseman. We've got a beautiful gazelle named Brededith Beatty. We're fine.
I'm focused on this year right now.
Exactly.
And whether it is Brett Beatty, who is their third baseman, whether it's Ronnie Mauricio, whether it is Luke Ritter. I don't care right now about the whole situation about Manny Machado.
Yeah. It's we'll see. Kevin Parada. But little thing with Parada hosing Darren Baker to end the game.
Darren Baker,
Darren Baker, son of Dusty. But again, nice little hose. Again, it's a little thing for the prospects. This is what I look for in spring. I get we got to talk about Lindor and Vogelbach and McNeil and Ofer. We could troll, but this is what I care about. I love watching the kids, and then obviously with that position battle in the bullpen, seeing all the young arms battling. But again, Parada, another 0 for 1, but at least you see the defensive cannon that is Kevin Parada, and then Mauricio, not easy to turn double play. Guillorme, I don't know what my man thought I bought a first base, Luis. Show up that cannon, bouncing it to that Suzy dude or whatever the hell. It's a good two-handed pick. But yeah, we can troll McNeil 0 for 3. That fake batting champ. Come on. Again, like I said, Eduardo Escobar keeping the Beatty for starting third base. Again, I guess day 2 goes to Brett Beatty as well because he scored a run today. You could say we're keeping the Beatty who wins the day, Beatty or Escobar. Day 2 also going to a Brededith Beatty. But again, we're 2 days in. We're 3 games in, 2 days into spring training. We're still way too early. We're going to have a lot more fun, obviously, with the guys going to the WBC, so we can see more Mauricio, more Parada. Francisco Alvarez actually playing and catching big league arms, which that's kind of the point. He wasn't behind the plate yesterday. He came into DH. I thought the whole point of Alvarez is we don't want to see him at that DH position. Yes, at the start of spring, but get him behind the plate. Enough of this DHing him. Get him behind the plate and catching any the relievers the Mets would have, and obviously Scherzer. I would like to see him catch Verlander because we saw Verlander throw in the backfield. He's going to pitch 5 to 6 days. That's what he said. His first Grapefruit League game is going to be 5 days from now. So hopefully, and that will fall in the WBC. The guys will be gone for the WBC. So hopefully, we see Alvarez catch Verlander, have him catch Scherzer, Quintana, Senga, all those guys, and just have him catch those guys. I think I'm okay with him not catching Jose Budo and Denvi Reyes yesterday. But when Verlander and next time Scherzer comes through, I want to see when everybody's gone for the WBC. See Alvarez catch those guys because like Frank brought it up, which is true. You got to want to see what Alvarez can catch these guys because these are the guys. If he's down here if he's the catcher of the future, you got to see him catch the guys who are going to be on this team this year, next year, and then throughout the future.
Well, I mean, as for just the prospects overall, I think that, you're obviously going to get, again, WBC, you're going to get a huge showcase with all of these prospects. And I hope that, Alex Ramirez and Kevin Parada stick around as well, because usually the younger guys or the first-year guys or, the ones that are not really considered for the major league roster.
Yeah, but they won't be, they're not going to be cut until
usually they only stick around for like a week or two.
Yeah.
That's usually what you see. But other than that, I mean, one of my favorite parts of the game was when Scherzer gives up a run, strikes out the next two batters. Jeremy Hefner comes out of the dugout, and then basically Max just says, "Fuck off, I'm finishing this inning." So the pitch count obviously raised the concern, but you don't get in Max's way for those situations, and that was awesome. It was good to see that fire, obviously, that we've been missing throughout this entire offseason because they didn't do anything. No. But yeah, Omar Narvaez, I'm still waiting for that hit, the first hit.
Yeah. Hitting balls in the air. He's hitting fly balls. You like that? He
is hitting fly balls, so that's all I give a shit about at this point. Ronnie Mauricio, 450 feet, 110 off the bat.
Yeah, it was a bomb.
Jesus Christ. What a monstrous bomb. Wow. No, that was impressive from Ronnie Mauricio. He finally got a spotlight on him, and I'm happy for him because, a lot of the talk is about Beatty and Alvarez and even Vientos because he's being considered for the big league club. And I can tell you right now, I mean, we have a lot of questions about Ronnie Mauricio, and we're hoping that his value goes up.
That's continues to go up. That's all. I love how Big Phil even said it. Bringing that trade value up, baby. Go have a Juan Soto spring training so we can keep one of the kids in the Corbin Burns deal. Why not?
It gets the trade value up if you don't see him as a future piece, but obviously they haven't expressed any need to move him yet. There's nothing Hefner can say to Max. He wasn't a quarter as good as him, but he's a great pitching coach. He's good at what he does. Ronnie Mauricio is going to be a beast, but not for the Mets. I mean, we'll see. He's blocked out, obviously.
At this point, maybe now with Machado off the table, maybe he's the guy you start putting in left field. Ken is going after the season. You do need to add an outfielder. Something to think about. It's the only way you're getting is if they're not going to go for the guy in Toronto, which, again, that's a downgrade to Machado, but it is an upgrade defensively. If they're not going for that guy, if Brett's going to be the third baseman, maybe you need to see Mauricio in the corner.
They just don't seem to want to express. They don't want to expect. They have not expressed the want to put Ronnie Mauricio out there in the outfield. They also just don't seem to have expressed that they want to put him at third base either. So
they have again. They were blocked any way you put it. If he's a third, if he's a short, that's why he has to kind of be the outfield to play second base. But he's too damn big. Again,
think about it. Think about it. Ronnie Mauricio, they have not shown any interest in putting him at third base yet. He played a little bit in the Dominican Winter League, but that's obviously not in the Mets organization. Nope. They haven't expressed any. They have not expressed any interest in putting him in the outfield just yet. And then also, comparing to the whole situation with Mark Vientos, he's only been playing first base in spring training so far, right? They have completely bugged out and said he's not going to be a third baseman. He's going to play first base.
Yeah.
So what's that situation for Vientos? Alex Ramirez will play outfield for the Mets. They don't want to put Ronnie in outfield because it would ruin his value. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he stays as a DH.
That is like another thing in playing. But again, but he's a switcher. I guess that would be. I guess he could be. I forgot. Was it Ronnie that said it today or yesterday? That like they see him as like his body type is Jordan. Imagine if he could be that. Like just make him a hitter, which that's what his best asset is in the batter's box. He's not.
How long are you going to wait for that, though? That's the thing.
I mean, you can let him develop and just let him hit. If he's going to continue to hit, he's not playing shortstop here.
I mean,
he's too big to play second. And if, the guy that go to third base is what he is, he ain't playing third. So it'd be the DH. Or, again, if you're going to stay on, if you're not traded, the outfield on this team. Different teams, Polly's playing shortstop. But for this team, you're not playing short. And if Beatty is what we think he is, you're not playing third. So, and you're a giant, you can't play second. So it's a DH. And if Alonso, it's literally your positions are DH, you have to go play the outfield if you're going to stay on this team. If you're traded, it's different. But I don't know. Again, it's still way too early. He'll probably be in AAA this year, but I think he is he could be the worst case emergency shortstop. Because again, it's Guillorme and then Jose Peraza. Like
we haven't seen much of Jose Peraza yet.
He played yesterday, but like that's if you look at the depth chart, he is kind of that. He's on the 40-man roster already. Like he is kind of that.
So you're just gonna overlook Luis Guillorme? Like you're just gonna do that?
He's not that good. He's not good. He's just a defensive guy. He's nice defensively. I need bombs. You want bombs? Yeah. And if you're gonna lose, let's say Lindor does go down. Let's say, knock on wood, he tears his ACL. Well, he's going the whole season. I don't want to see Luis Guillorme playing every day.
Why do you always go to like the?
Because this is we have to.
I don't like you. I don't like you at all. To be honest.
There is a world that happens. Then Luis Guillorme becomes your everyday shortstop. I don't want to see Luis Guillorme play every day. So in that scenario, Mauricio probably
Buck does. Buck does.
Buck is he likes his boring defense. Like, but if again, what was it called?
You're calling the manager of the year stupid?
He's kind of. He didn't use Zach Britton, so he's kind of dumb. You know what I mean? He didn't use Zach Britton one time.
That was like 7 years ago. No one cares.
And he wanted to pick Matt Scherzer in Game 1 instead of Jacob deGrom. He's kind of stupid. Come on.
Yeah, that would have prevented Max Scherzer from giving up 7 runs.
Who knows? Maybe it does. If Jake wins Game 1, who knows?
Shut the fuck up. Okay.
So again,
Buck only won 1 playoff series in 21 years. Yeah, I'm not gonna.
Lose again, and we all know the rule. When he gets fired, the next year the team wins the World Series. So why has he not been fired yet? That's the rule.
He's got to be here for a little bit.
Wait, as soon as he got fired, boom, get out of here. The Yankees only kept him for
Why would you? Okay. Why would you fire your manager, the just one manager of the year? Turn the entire clubhouse around. Why would you fire that guy? Also, just for some stupid, stinky narrative ball.
Well, because
that doesn't work. That will never work with the Mets.
It's a fact of life.
It won't.
It's just a fact of life.
You got fired by the Yankees and the Diamondbacks.
And then boom.
Go fire the Mets are going to win the World Series.
And think about it. I mean, think about what you just said. He did all that for those 2 organizations, and as soon as he left, poof, World Series. You want to win a ring?
No one gives a living shit, though. No one cares.
I love this is how much people.
When was the last time that happened? 2001?
Yeah. So again, Baltimore didn't win because Baltimore's poo. Baltimore's just poo.
Buck also chucked Musgrove in the 6th. Yeah, that was kind of just their last resort.
Should have been I love that we've completely gone off topic with the game because there really is nothing more to talk about. Unless you want to talk about Curtis and Coonrod, just about it. You already thought about Rail Dog.
Yeah. Curtis looks sharp. I think that he's at the top of the list to join the.
I think his max hit was 95. I think I saw his max was 95.
He's not a hard thrower. So.
And Coonrod was 97, I think. So he maxed out at 97. So
he tops 100, but he's regularly at the 97 to 98.
His slider was that. He threw a few in the slider. I was like, ooh, that's hot.
Brooks really showed off the sexy slider too.
Brooks was, again, the bullpen's gonna be nice. It's just again like watching the battles. So, we'll stay on for like 5 more minutes if you guys have any questions.
Here's my Here's my last topic of conversation for you.
Oh boy.
Give me your lineup card for when everybody goes to the WBC. What is your lineup card?
Beatty at third, Mauricio at short. I guess Guillorme plays second. Guess. Ventos at first. Chungus behind the plate. The outfield is Canna can still stay in left. Tim LeCastro in center, and then Alex Ramirez in right.
Why is Tim LeCastro playing?
Because Tim LeCastro is the GOAT. That's why.
No, he sucks.
And then obviously Luke Ritter at DH.
Yeah, who would be the DH? And that's
Chungus.
I mean, I guess Vogelbach is still here. Yeah.
Or then if Buck wants to do Nito behind the plate, and then Alvarez at DH. But if Alvarez is behind the plate, Chungus.
What about
Chungus.
Nito, the DH?
No. I would rather have Luis Guillorme be the DH than Tomas Nito.
I want to see. Here's what I want to see. I want to see Beatty at third, obviously. Vientos at first base, but in the middle of the game, they switch positions.
I mean,
see that.
The fact that he's
Menschlong?
Oh, Danny Mendick. Mendick. But Mendick, I think, is still recovering, so maybe you'll see him at the end of spring.
Mendick played yesterday.
No, he didn't.
He played yesterday. Yeah, he did.
No, he didn't. Did he?
Yeah, he did. He was subbed in. Yeah.
Oh, the ninth inning?
Yeah.
No, that doesn't count. Well, yeah, Mendick.
I mean, at least I saw it. I saw it.
I saw him, but I didn't see him.
Sometimes the MLB app is wrong initially, and then they fix it.
Yeah, they had Kodai Senga playing left field against the Nationals, so I wouldn't trust.
It was right field because he has a strong arm.
He's got the strong arm, man. Mendick, yeah, once he's fully healthy, you can give him some ABs at second. You know, Splatoon, him and Guillorme, and again, who else? There's like anyone else I want to see. That's about it. As long as I would like Brett playing first base. I want Brett in the outfield too. I want cycle. I want him playing all three corners. I want to see him in left. I want to see him at third. I want to see him at first. Like I need to let him continue.
What about Alvarez at first base?
I don't need a 5'10" first baseman. No, thank you. So I don't want Luis Guillorme playing first. Buck's like, Guillorme's going to get reps at first base. I'm like, why?
Guillorme's how tall is he?
I have no idea. I don't know. I don't care about Luis Guillorme. He's like 6'2", I think. 6'2".
Yeah, but he's able.
We're not. You don't waste his. You don't waste his range and defensive.
He doesn't have range.
He has range. He dies.
He doesn't have range. He has reaction time. There's two different things.
You don't put that at first base. You don't need that at first base. Third base, maybe, not at first.
He has okay range. He has great reaction time and a great arm.
He's got all the range. Tomas Nito won a batting title. I still question how. I still question how that man won a batting title in Double A. That's like how
the lack of sliders.
I mean, yeah, yes, they're just throwing him fastballs, but like, how did Tomas Nito? And I think he won it with like a 284 batting. I think they talked about it. He won with a 284. Like he didn't even what in like how did that man of all people?
And this is why the batting title should go to the highest weighted runs created plus.
No, it needs to go to the highest OPS. That's what it should be. It has to have a decimal point.
No. If you're gonna dick ride OPS so much, then you might as well just put WRC plus in there.
No, because you have to.
It's almost the same. It's nearly the same thing.
It has to have.
It's nearly the same thing.
No, it's different.
You have brain damage.
I do. I'm a rhinoceros. We've established this. All right. I think we've talked our piece about the Nationals. Tomorrow, St. Louis and Juniper. Are we doing a post game for that one? I can watch that on TV.
I think we're only gonna do home games from now on.
Dude, David Peterson's pitching tomorrow. We gotta do the David Peterson reaction.
Too bad.
Dude, what if Jordan Walker takes him?
I'm not even gonna watch it. Wow. Because I know it's just gonna torture me.
And then obviously they're home on ESPN on Tuesday against the Nationals. So I'll be able to watch the next two games with you. So
great.
Michael
okay,
K.
Well, I think that was good.
That's great, yeah.
That was my outro. I thought that was good.
Pretty much.
Okay, well, that's going to do it for our post game. Again, not much to talk about yet, But we're getting there. Hopefully we have more to talk about when the prospects get more showcase, when the WBC begins. Mets win 6-3 over the Nationals. But again, these games don't count. It's all about how the players look. Max Scherzer took the mound today. He looked like Max Scherzer. And tomorrow it will be David Petershit up against the St. Louis Cardinals. So, other than that, podcast will be out tomorrow. I'm not sure when, probably around 4-ish Eastern time, something like that. Shut up.
It'll be 7 p.m. Eastern.
Shut up. Didn't say you can talk. But other than that, let's go Mets. And we'll see you guys next time. Peace out.